Hello guys, it's me Tariq Akhtar Ansari. In this video, we are going to see how to migrate local PostgreSQL database to AWS RDS. So this is the third video of mean stack deployment architecture for AWS. So basically we are at this step. In the last video, we have seen that how to deploy Node.js REST API to AWS Lambda function. So this video is only about AWS RDS services, and one by one we will see all other services in future video. RDS has free tier option with 20 GB of storage and 20 GB of backup. So basically we are going to get RDS service free for 1 year. So before starting this video, we need pgadmin. pgadmin is a database management tool. So we will use this tool to connect to local Postgres database as well as for remote database service. And if you don't have this tool, you can download this from this link. I'll provide this link in the description as well. So let's see everything in action. So first of all, let me open pgadmin tool. So pgadmin by default tries to connect to your local database. So it will ask for master password. You need to enter password here which you have chosen at the time of installation. So under the servers, you will find your local database. If you don't find any database connected here, then you could do it manually as well. Just right click on servers, click on create, click on server. Here you need to specify the name, connection name. You could give any name. Then click on connection and specify all the details here, like host will be localhost, port number, database name, username, and finally password. And then you could click on save button. I have already done this, so I'm going to close this. Now let's go to local database. So inside the databases, you will find all your local database. Demo, this is my database. I'm going to export this database. Okay, so let me first show you all the tables. So in my demo database, I have 13 tables. Okay, so I'm going to take the backup of this demo database. So right click here, you will find backup option. Just click over here and inside the file name, click on 3 dots and specify the file name in which you want to take the backup. So here I'm giving a file name demo_backup and choose the correct format. So here I'm selecting the format .sql. Just click on create. Make sure you have a format. So here I mostly choose custom format. Now once done, click on backup. It takes a little bit of time. So backup successfully done. Just for the confirmation, check your file in local. So here you could see demo_backup.sql. So this file I'm going to upload in AWS RDS. So go to your AWS account. If you don't have, you need to create your account. Log into your dashboard. Click on sign in to the console. So this is the dashboard. After the login, you will be here. Click on services. So if you will scroll, you will find the database section. Under the database, you will find RDS option. Just click over here. Now inside this dashboard, you will find Amazon RDS dashboard. Then second is databases. So just click on databases. And here, before creating database, make sure in which region you want to create. So by default, my region is selected North Virginia. You could change any region. Like I'm from India, so I could choose like Mumbai region, but I'm leaving it for default as of now to North Virginia. Now click on create database. Choose a database creation method. So I'm keeping it standard create. Then select Postgres engine option. Then here you could select the version. So if you choose the higher version, higher than 12.6, you are not going to get free tier option as of now. Maybe in future you will get free tier options for higher version as well. So here you could see production and dev test only. Now if I choose 12.6, here you could see I'm getting free tier options for 12.6. Now click on free tier options. So now if you want to use this service for free at least for a year, just click on free tier options. Now here you need to give the database instance identifier. I'm just leaving it as default. Now credentials. So by default, my master username will be Postgres, and you need to choose your master password and you need to confirm your master password. Once done, go ahead and leave these information as default. Now here you could see storage type SSD and allocated 20 GB. Now under the connectivity, you will find public access option. You need to allow public access, then only you will be able to connect this database from your local pgadmin. Now apart from this, keep other information as default. Choose existing. Now additional configuration. Inside this you will find port number. Just keep as default. Now database authentication, I'm choosing the default option, password authentication, so it will only ask for username and password. In additional information here, you need to specify your initial database name. So like I want to choose my initial database name is demo. That's all, and keep all other information as default. Now If you want to protect your database from being deleted accidentally, then enable this option under delete protection. Now under estimated monthly cost, you could see your free tier is available for 12 months and each month will be allowed 750 hours of Amazon RDS. Now just click on create database. Now our database is creating. So here you could see our database information and status is creating. So it will take a little bit of time. So once done, I'll be back. So our database created successfully. Now here you could see our database information and status is available. So now our database is ready to connect from pgadmin or from any application. Now let's click on database one here and you will find all the detailed information about the database like connectivity and port number. So this is our endpoint. So let's go to our pgadmin, click on servers, click on create, click on server. So here just give a name to your connection name, like I'm giving AWS underscore RDS underscore DB. Then click on connection, provide the host name. So this is our host name of database. Just paste here and keep the port number as default because our database also running on 5432 and keep all other information as default. Now just specify your database password and click on save button. Now if you're getting this error unable to connect, timeout expired, then let me show you how you could solve this problem. So under the security group, you'll find inbound security. Just click here. Now here you will find an option for inbound rules. Just click over here and click on edit inbound rules. And I add one more rule. Click on add rule and click on all traffics and choose anywhere. That's all. Just save this detail. Once done, go back to your pgadmin. Now click on save button. Now this time you could see it's done successfully. We have connected to our RDS database successfully. Now if you'll expand this, under the database sections, you will find database Postgres and demo as well. So just click on demo database, connected to demo database successfully. Now click on schemas. Under the schema, you will find table. So if you'll expand this table, you will find nothing. So we don't have any table. Now we will restore our backup here. So just click on restore button and make sure your format is custom or tar because we have backup using this format only. So format should be shape. Now just select your backup file here. Now let me search for my file here. First let me change the format backup to SQL from here. Now let's find our file. So this is our backup file, demo underscore backup.sql. So this is the file. Just select this file, click on select, and that's all. Just click on restore. It will take a little bit of time according to your database size. So I'll be back once done. Now here you could see after 81 seconds it's successfully completed. Now let's expand demo database and under the schema just refresh this table and you could see all the table informations here, right? So we have successfully restored our local database to RDS. Now under the connectivity and security, you will find all the informations like endpoint and port number. We will use these endpoints and port number to connect with our application. So just for example, I'm going to show you. So previously I was connected with my local database. So here you could see information like localhost, port, database name, demo, and username. Just let me run this first. Now here you could see PostgreSQL database connected successfully. So if you are getting this message, means we have connected successfully. Now let me update this information. So I'm updating this information of RDS here. Now just let me update my password and all other informations are same. So I'm just keeping as default. So I'm just updating my password here. Just save this information and run again. Now here you could see I'm getting this message PostgreSQL database connected successfully. This means it's working perfectly fine. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.